Good afternoon and welcome to Open Studio. This is Cape Town TV, channel 263. I'm your host, Thabang Segaecho. Open Studio is actually an exciting program right here at Cape Town TV. It's been running for quite a while. It's actually a platform where ordinary individuals or organizations can come onto the show and actually tell the rest of Cape Town and beyond that which they are doing, whether it's projects or programs or exciting stuff that they are doing in and around the community. And if you're actually an individual and have something going on, please do drop us an email at janate@capetowntv.org and somebody will get back to you. On today's guest, I've got such an exciting, a phenomenal guest actually on the show, Mr. Jade Campbell, who is actually a fashion designer, and he has his own clothing line, which is just so exciting. By the way, he's also a model. So I look forward to speaking to you today.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
So glad to be here.
Wonderful stuff. So Jade Campbell.
Yes.
Who is Jade Campbell for those that are watching at home? And I went through, some of your work that you've done as a fashion designer, and I know you're quite passionate about that, which you do. So won't you just run us through who you are?
So Jade Campbell is, obviously you've seen via social media, I'm South Africa's first plus-size male model, and just a pioneer in the fashion industry. We needed someone to speak on behalf of plus-size men, and I felt like it was my responsibility to be the game changer in the fashion industry. So I've taken that upon me to be the change that we need to see.
Yeah? I mean, really, the way you put your clothes together, you are a stylist as well, right? I mean,
yes.
It's absolutely phenomenal. So what inspired you actually to go down that route, which is, to enter into the fashion industry?
So what a lot of people don't know is that I actually never studied fashion design.
Okay.
Like I said to you, I felt it was my purpose and my passion to be the game changer within our fashion industry. So I took that upon me and made the necessary moves to make a fashion label happen. We were so praising of the women, the plus-size women, and I just wanted to be the one that's going to take the men, I was going through a time in my life where I felt like the fashion industry didn't care about us because there's good-looking big boys out there too, and I had to speak and be like, we are here, it's Big Boy Season 2, yeah.
Well, definitely you are speaking for those, that are actually shying away from that which you are mentioning, which
yes.
is, there's a lot of image, there's an image that it goes around, especially in the fashion industry. I see that you're wearing such a beautiful, beautiful shirt. I love it.
Thank you so much.
And I know that you have your own clothing line,
yes.
right? Won't you tell us more about that? How did it come about?
So I started my label, it launched in end of November 2019. And before that, I was going through a time where, you felt like you've done the fashion styling I've been doing for 7+ years, and you ask yourself, what's next? And as creatives, I think a lot of people in my industry can relate. When you're up there, you're up there. And when you're down, you're down. There's no in between for us. It's either 100, 0 to 100. And I was just like, what am I going to do? And for so long, I badly wanted to meet with a PR agent to just see where to now for Jade. Like, what's my next angle going to be? And I was like, I'm so involved with fashion. I'm always making people look good. From a young age, my mom was my muse. I used to dress her to go out and stuff. And I was like, I've done it all, what now? And then I met up with the PR agent at the time, and she said to me, we got this idea, and it was crazy because both of our ideas aligned at the same time. And I'm a firm believer in, God lets things happen when it's the right time.
That's right.
And we both came together with the same idea, and we had, I think it was under 3 weeks to launch my label.
That's amazing.
So it was endless, like they say, when you don't work, when it's what you love, what you do,
That's right.
And that's what it was for me. It was late nights, pouring my creativity into something which I knew was going to make a difference within our fashion industry and change lives of people.
I love that because you have actually an angle to everything that you're doing, which is also to be the voice to the voiceless. Those I'm sure that have experienced bullying as well because of their body size, and that's a true reality. Was it something that you perhaps experienced back in the day?
Yes, I think every big child goes through that in their life. I mean, it's sad to think that we accept it because it is what it is. But I was someone that always used those kinds of things to motivate me. I thank God for having that kind of mindset. So if you told me no, I will make a way to show you, yes, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it, that it's going to put you in my shadow. Because I felt like it just uplifted me every time. So I don't recall necessarily being bullied in school, but people would always pass comments and stuff. I think I was just a very confident and comfortable person as I am. And I never really lived up to anybody's expectations as far as I could remember. I think we all go through a time in our lives where you compare yourself to people, especially in the social media world.
That's right.
Sitting on your Instagram, scrolling, and you're like, oh, why is this doing that? And I just realized that everything will happen when it's mine. You know, what's not meant for me will go by.
I love that. I love your tenacity and your passion, I mean, really, for that which you do. And I just want to touch a little bit about your clothing line. You know,
Yes.
what makes your designs unique, and how did you get your signature look?
So I never really, how could I say, I don't cater to season. I cater to what I'm comfortable in and what I think that the next man would be comfortable in. I wanted to create something that was easy and accessible to wear, something that transitioned from day to night, wearing your trainers with a classy shirt and I got a tracksuit pants on. You know, I suppose fashion's just how you wear it and how you exude, you know, who you are and bring through your personality, and that's what I wanted. Staples with pops of color, you know, for someone to feel like, you know, this represents a bit of my personality.
I love that.
And I created the label to be a source of armor for me. I want, you know, when you look good, you feel good, and you exude something so different about yourself. And that's why I created Campbell by Jade Campbell, because it's my armor.
That's right. I love it. I love that. You know, you have your personality, you speak through your clothing pretty much, and you are allowing others to express themselves and have the confidence, right, to do such. So where do you see your brand going? Because I can see it going very far.
You know, to be blunt and to be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed in our fashion industry for not grabbing and catapulting this more, because, you know, like I said, as much as there are big, beautiful women out there, there's big, beautiful men out there as well. And where do I see it in 5 years? I suppose it's obviously up to me to push and to make it happen, because no one else makes anything happen for you besides yourself. And it's definitely a plan of mine to have my own store. And we've just launched, we're busy in the process of launching our shoe collection, which is coming out.
Oh, exciting days are coming.
And yeah, and women's totes, men's bags, well, basically a unisex, genuine leather collection that's coming out.
That is brilliant. I'll be coming for the shoes. I love shoes.
That's me. I'm obsessed. Well, I'm obsessed with clothes, shoes, bags, everything. That's why I'm making the things that I love, so that I have it.
Well, I have to tell you, you're such an inspiration. You know,
Thank you so much.
like going for what you believe and that which you love. What would you say to somebody right now before you go into the break that's actually in your shoes or wanting to or aspiring to become a fashion designer?
I know it's so cliche, but don't give up on who you know you are capable of being. I've been told no so much times, but that's what you need to use to motivate you in life.
That is so true. That is so powerful. Go for what you believe and don't be afraid to go out there, right? Better now than never.
Exactly.
I love that.
The
So
bigger, the better.
The bigger, I love it. Larger than life. I love it. So we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation with Jade Campbell. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're tuned into Open Studio, Cape Town TV channel 263. I'm your host, Thabang Segaecho. We're having such an exciting guest today, Jade Campbell, who's actually a fashionista. Is it okay for me to say that, right? So lovely to have you, you know, in the studio. I'm learning quite a bit about your exciting clothing line, you know, and the amazing work you're actually doing and making sure that you're also attending to, you know, the issues, or rather representing those that are misrepresented within the community, which is our plus size, you know, members of our society. I love that so much. And before the break, we were just touching a little bit on, you know, your collection. I want to go back to that again. And I understand that you've been on a development with the Radisson Red. How has that been working out for you?
So obviously the Radisson Red was just one of the biggest blessings that came about to launch my career and going on this path. And that's what I love about the Radisson Red. They like to cater to people that are different, and they saw something in me, and they just gave me this platform to launch my clothing label, which was at the end of November. And it's just been an exciting journey, you know, to be able to put yourself out there on such a big platform, and then to watch it from the outside and see and grow from that process, you know, of like what's to come now. So yes, it's been really an amazing journey.
Amazing stuff. I'm really, really happy for you. I mean, it is quite a big deal, but then you deserve it, because, I mean, your work speaks, you know, for itself. So the fashion industry in South Africa, where is it right now? And what do you think could be done differently to help upcoming fashion designers?
I think at the moment, you know, I feel the fashion industry is a little bit closed-minded here as compared to our European markets and things like that. You know, everything's explosive over there. and I'll say it again, I just don't know why we haven't gripped on to these things, where you see it, obviously, like, how can I say, we're not on that larger scale as what they are, but I do feel that there are things that can happen and that can be accepted within our fashion industry to make it equal.
Yes.
And that's why I created my brand, to put myself in that, because plus is equal.
Plus is equal, which is the campaign that you are currently running. Yes, won't you just unpack that for us a little bit? I love it, by the way.
So actually, in conjunction with Radisson, that's how that came up. So the first collection and the launch was plus is equal, because plus size is equal. We should have the same rights to everything within the fashion industry, and that was my voice, to be able to make that noise within the fashion industry for us to be accepted into it, yes.
And how do you think has that been received, the campaign itself? Because I think it's absolutely phenomenal, especially speaking to children, from their young age. That's when they are most susceptible to understand that, be comfortable in
it was
skin.
accepted amazingly. We got amazing exposure. It was phenomenal having to see how this all unpacked and how much people it affected. Obviously you're so busy on the night of your own launch, waking up the next morning to see your phone, and it's not just plus size people that are messaging you, it's the normal models that are saying, like, this is amazing, can't you make this in my size, it makes your heart smile, you know what I mean, to know that you're impacting people's lives. And that's why I do what I do, to be the change, to be the game changer within our industry.
I love that you going in the opposite direction, head on.
My mom always said, only dead fish go with the flow. So,
yeah, I love that, because you're going against the stereotypes, and it's an ongoing thing, and nobody's saying anything about it. It's so powerful, the message that you're driving.
Keep making the moves.
I love that. You got my support 100%.
Thank you.
I know that you are a male model, right? And of course, again, you are an influencer in your own right. How do you balance the two, and what is it that you enjoy the most about that which you do?
So, the balance, I'm still trying to figure that out. It's so difficult, you try to cater to every bit of your hours that you have, to dedicate it to these things that you try to, fulfill. As being South Africa's first plus size male model, I've had amazing opportunities shooting campaigns with H&M, coming home from just being away to find yourself on a shopping lift doors, and you're being compared to, you got the World Cup, I was told, and then you got Jade Campbell's launch and these things. So it's crazy to hear all of these things. And I try what I do to follow through to being obviously the model, the designer, the influencer. Why I have my social media account is because I want to be the voice to, especially the young people. I always say to myself, I want to be able to be someone that my nephews and nieces could aspire to be like, to be able for them to be comfortable in who they are and own who they are, and carry that into what they want to do. Do not live up to anybody else's standards besides their own and the goals that they've set out for themselves. So I try to portray that over social media as well, to accept, because I accept who I am, and if you don't like me, just don't look.
That's that simple. Yeah. I like that, direct and to the point. I've been dying to ask you this, by the way. So, fashion tips, look, there's a lot going on. This is trending, tomorrow it's another thing. As a person trying to find your own identity and to best represent who you are through your clothing, what are those key tips that are like, it doesn't matter where we are in the fashion era, that are just timeless? What would you advise someone?
Well, obviously, everything's different in season. I always believe in staple pieces and colors, your blacks, your whites, your grays, and then I love to add pops of color with things. As you can see, I got black and white.
And then you got yes, I love it.
It needs to have that little bit of edge to it. That's just my personal style. But I love my coats. I love my denim jackets. I like to be comfortable, and I think that's what fashion needs to be. Who wants to wear something that you're uncomfortable and you can't exude that?
That's
what I mean? To be able to just be in what you're wearing. So I feel like, it's just, fashion's not what you buy, it's how you wear it.
Oh, that's powerful. Not what you buy, how you wear it. I need to remember that. I'm going to hashtag that when we're done here. So I know that at some point you had plus size models work, the red runway, for your clothing line. And how was it like, that whole experience?
Well,
how was it received?
Because obviously I was the secret designer. They didn't showcase me till on the night.
Okay.
So it was quite a cool process to be dressed in disguise and, choosing models coming to cast for your fashion show. So it was a complete surreal experience. And having all of these guys come and line up, and then the director coming in to say that there's a queue, and it just makes you feel like my message is coming across to the right people. So firstly, that was just mind-blowing to experience. And then on the night, seeing your creation come to life.
Oh, yes.
It's a feeling you can't explain. Walking down at the end of your fashion show, you're trying to hold the tears back because of all of your hard work that you've put out there now. You've literally laid yourself out there for people to be like, this is me, this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for the people that need to be heard.
I love that. And there could be somebody watching right now thinking, I need to get that beautiful shirt that you're wearing. How do they get a hold of you?
So at the moment, we've just built our website and online shop, and we're obviously creating the new products to be put on the online shop. But you can get a hold of me on Instagram at just Jade Campbell, Facebook Jade Campbell. Where else am I on? Yeah, everything's just Jade Campbell. Yeah.
And what is your website address?
So at the moment, it's still closed, so I don't want to put that out there just yet, but they can keep up with my social media, and we'll have a proper launch where it will be open for everyone to go and get a little bit of Jade.
A little bit of Jade is exactly what I'm going to be getting my hands on when we are done here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation when we touch on how everything worked out for you during the COVID season. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, this is Open Studio, Channel 263, Cape Town TV. I'm your host, Thabang Segaecho. Today we are speaking all things fashion, and I'm with Jade Campbell, who's just doing phenomenal work, and who's just out there being the voice to the voiceless, those that are being bullied because of their sizes, and we know how that normally ends out. And let truth be told, right? Yeah. Plus-size people are often bullied, even children at school. That is just how things happen. We know what the effect it can actually have, with self-esteem. Yes. And now with social media, there's just that added other component onto it, which brings in the cyberbullying aspect. Yes. What are your thoughts on it? Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, not too long ago, I actually had quite a bad experience. And to be honest, it left me just cross-questioning how much more do I have to take of a hit, to be able to get through to people. And like I said to you earlier on, I took the responsibility to be the voice for those who don't want to speak up. And what had happened was I was shooting for a spa that I was actually aligned with. And we shot a video, and the photographer, I'll never forget, on the day asked me, are you comfortable with taking your top off so we can get a little snippet of you being massaged? And I said to him, yes, this is my body.
Yeah, of course.
And this is what I have to own. This is why I do what I do. And in any case, the video came out, and I just got... it was unreal to know that there's people out there that are literally sitting, waiting for something to come out so that they can find fault and literally bully you. I think we must have had about 500 to 600 comments on the post, I'll never forget, and the shares, and just people tagging each other in, bullying me.
Oh, wow.
And I won't tell you a word of a lie. I had a cry for probably about 2 minutes, and I thought to myself, you know what? These people actually wish that they could be me.
So true.
And not in any way or form of arrogance, but they do. They're sitting at home because they don't have the confidence to be doing
what you're doing. There's always the underlying case.
I had to just give myself that little bit of a prep talk, and I said, my superpower is just by me being me. I'm Jade Campbell, and that's my superpower, and so that's yours as well. And it's always what you are going to do with your superpower. We all have it. That's what we're going to do with it.
Yes, that is so powerful. I love that you you found strength in that dark place, because we know that depression, most people go under depression because of those kind of things. And
it's like I often say, I use my Instagram as my diary. What I'm feeling is what I put in my captions. And not too long ago, I put up one that said, when you wake up in the morning, you got two choices. Today's going to be a good day, or it's Monday. It's just how you look and how you approach any situation.
I love that you're quite a positivist.
Yeah, I try to be as much
right.
as I can. We all get our off days, but I try to 80% to 90% of the time be that way. Yes.
And I can imagine in the industry that you're in, you're gonna have to sort of grow some thick skin, because people are gonna come at you.
I've had to grow that already. Yes.
Right. And you're still here, and that's wonderful, because people like you actually needed to make the changes that are required within the industry, especially because it's quite marginalized. So what would you say then is the best moments for you, the highlights of that which you do,
So, well, firstly, starting way back, just being approached firstly to be asked, you're going to be South Africa's first plus size male model, and you think to yourself, for so many years I dressed models, and now it's my turn, and I realized that this opportunity came along because it's supposed to be mine. I need to own that. So for me, that was one of the biggest highlights. Then obviously launching my clothing label, which is something I've been speaking about for probably years and years. And I got blessed to have a great business partner, Ashley, and my agency behind me, the Radisson Red. So that was the next thing. And then obviously just seeing the media campaigns running, to see yourself in magazines, people accepting you for what you're doing. They see that you are breaking the barriers now and it's time to let you in. So I think, those kinds of things for me, it's not even about the media, the status. For me, I use my platform because if I could better someone's life, and even if it's, I always say to my friends, if I get one message from someone in my message to say, oh, what you posted made my day, that's my job done.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's why I do what I do, and that's why I created my Armor, which is my label. Yeah.
Yeah, then I want to ask you just the flip side of the coin,
Yes.
flip side of the question. What are the challenges so far that you've experienced?
So the challenges are, just no matter how many years go ahead, social acceptance. It's just one of those things. And, we don't need to live up to that. It's just something that stagnates and that's always there. And I often ask myself, am I too big? Am I too big for South Africa? This is my home, and this is where I want to be accepted by the people who are supposed to be supporting me.
That's right.
Before I go anywhere else, I want to know that my country, my people within my industry that I'm in are supporting me. So that's the challenges I have, In our industry, you work with so many people, you know so much people. They just expect, oh, I know Jade, this is how it must be. This is my business, this is my brand, and my change that I'm trying to make. Get behind me. That's what I want.
That's right. Viewers at home, get behind, Jade Campbell, because at the end of the day, he's the voice for you and I. At the end of the day, there must be somebody that that could probably resonate with his story of cyberbullying or bullying at large. So this is one brand that has the cause and has the heart of the community. You're tugging at my heart right now, like support all the way through. And I love that point that you made, that we should be supporting local at the end of the day, especially.
Exactly.
Where else are we expecting you to get support from?
I feel like, within our industry, we're brothers and sisters. Not
Yes.
like in Africa, in South Africa, we're supposed to be pushing each other for things like this,
Great
That's it.
stuff, great stuff. So COVID-19 came in, and
Yes.
how was that experience for you? How did you manage to stay afloat?
Obviously, I had my launch, COVID hit, so it was a bit of like what do we do now? And, you just have to, I think with a lot of people, COVID, you have to think differently. You have to put yourself outside of the box now and, think of different angles that you could take, and I had to see what I could do to better me as a person, to beat the situation that we've all been put in. And I actually decided that I'm going to study, and I studied through the startup school online, completely just pushing my business skills and what I can do next within my brand to reach people further.
I love
So
that.
that's what I've done, and that's why I made designs of doing products which is for everyone, because I believe fashion's for everybody.
Yes, that is so true. And again, those contact details, how do we get a hold of you? Where can we place our orders? How do we follow you?
So placing orders, as I mentioned earlier on, my website is a little bit under construction, will be finished soon, and you'll obviously catch me on social media. You can get me on Instagram at just Jade Campbell, and the clothing labels page is Campbell by Jade Campbell, and Facebook Jade Campbell, and email address, if you would like to place any orders or inquire, is info@campbellbyjadecampbell.com.
Thank you so much. Yes, viewers at home, you know exactly how to get a hold of Jade Campbell. Let us just gather together and rally behind him in that which he's doing, because at the end of the day, he is putting South Africa on the map, so your support will be greatly appreciated. And thank you once more, Jade Campbell, for coming onto the show.
Thank you for having me. It's
It
been
was
amazing.
so wonderful meeting you. You and I are going to have a conversation about tips. And as we sign out, thank you so much, viewers at home, for tuning in. Catch us again next time, same place, same time. I'm Thabang Segaecho, your host. This is Open Studio, Cape Town TV, channel 263. A good afternoon to you.